What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Hammer Lecter, and today we are going to check out the random figure over here from the Stryfe 5-pack. And this is the older Stryfe figure. I did not get the whole 5-pack because I find that it is really not worth the money because it does come in quite expensive. I think it's about, here in Malaysia, comes in at 700 ringgit. I think it's about 120 USD in Hasbro Pulse. Normally I get my figures from one toy here in Malaysia, but this one I had to buy it from my friend because I was actually quite interested in this figure and I couldn't get the Stryfe, but I do have the older Stryfe figure here. Hopefully I can get the newer one soon to do a review for you guys. And today what we're going to do is, of course, go check out the figure, go through the articulation, and give you my thoughts and my opinions on this figure and why I decided to get this. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so yes, this is the random figure, and I know not a lot of people are a fan of this. I am a fan because I used to collect the Marvel Flair cards back in the day. So I always find that random was pretty cool because he was quite badass. He does have a jacket, he does have his funny hands here. It is a big figure, which is a bit disappointing because I think he's supposed to come in like with the Venom, kind of the monster Venom size, but we get a more normal person size. But I know his power is to also change his body type at different point. And when I first got to see his image online by Hasbro, I was thinking that he looks very derpy, very weird. But when I got him into my hands, I think this is one of my best buys that I got it. I got it for about 100 ringgit, so that's about 20 USD. So we are going to have a closer look on him. And I gotta say why, I'm gonna tell you why I actually decided to get him. So I'm just gonna move this all the way to the side. And we're gonna have a closer look at his figure. So looking at the head here, you would think that he looks very derpy, but if you can see on his chin there and also his cheekbone, he does have some of that facial hair. So very good amount of details on him. The specs isn't ready to come off, so it's all glued on him. You have your bandana on him as well. The jacket looks very, very nice. You can, of course, take it out, but I will definitely leave it on because if you see his body here, it's all very bare-chested. Nothing really much on him. And I do like the jacket. It does give you a good amount of details, and you can see the sculpting over here as well. A nice leathery look on him, and on the front as well. Have a nice zipper on the front, and again, nice leather feel to it as well. The buckle here looks really awesome. And if you go on to his arms, I think the arms looks very nice. You do have a nice tattoo here, nice dragon tattoo that goes all around his huge biceps. And if you go on to the other arm, you have your chain kind of thing on him. This one here, the paint doesn't look very nice. He does have a more brighter look. I wish they could give this a little bit more shadow, a bit more wash on him, and a bit more spikes. But you know, it's a toy or figure, so they are definitely going to be a bit safer. And we can see that it is movable, so you can actually take this out and just move it a little bit if you want. And if we look at the tattoo on him as well, it looks very, very nice. And if you go on to this funny hands here, you can put your cannon hands here, so it looks very, very nice. It's not the biggest, but I mean, it gets the job done. I know it's going to collect dust over some time, so that's one thing to consider. You do have your nice sculpted lines on it as well. On the other hand, I do like the veins that comes out from his arms. Looks very, very nice. And going on to the jeans, like you can see again, a lot of details and sculpting has gone through him. There isn't much when it comes to accessories. I mean, there isn't anything at all, which is disappointing. And if you go on to the knees, if you just bend the knees, you'll see like they have this kind of thing here on him. So if I just bring the light source a little bit closer, you can see they have this kind of shin pads on him. And on the boots as well, looks very, very nice, leathery feel again. And going on to the legs here, I do like the spikes that comes out on his legs. Looks very, very awesome. Again, I'm gonna bring some light source into this, looking very, very nice. And overall, I think this is a very nicely sculpted random figure, and he is pretty chunky and heavy, so it is very easy to make him stand and just pose him around, which I absolutely do love. Now checking the articulation on this figure, so with the jacket on, he can tilt his head up this much. He can look down here this much, so isn't too bad. Going on to the head rotation, you can rotate it as much as you want. You can kind of hinge it as well here, and going on to the arms, you can go up this much. You do have your nice bicep swivel, you do have your double jointed elbows, but this one is restricted to the 90-degree mark, whereas on the other side it can go a little bit past the 90 degrees mark because of his huge biceps. And going on to his hands here, you can hinge it downwards, you can hinge it upwards, and of course you can rotate it. Going on to the other side, you can't do anything on this, so you can only just go up and down with the elbows. And going on to the torso here, you have your torso hunch forward, you have your hunch backwards here, which is hindered by the jacket, and you do have your nice rotation. You have a nice belt here as well, and you can move it all around. Going on to the legs, you can spread out this much, and you do have your upper thigh swivel, you do have your double jointed knees, which is restricted again, it's at about 90 degrees mark. And you do have nice, excellent ankle pivot and also rotation as well, hinge upwards and downwards. So yeah, pretty decent, I would say. And measuring on this figure, it does stand in at about the 7-inch mark, which isn't too bad. Here is it next to the older Stryfe figure. So yes, if you guys do not have the newer one, you want to use the older one, they do fare up pretty decent. I do like that the older Stryfe is still a little bit taller compared to this random figure, and they look very, very nice from the set. So yeah, I mean, I do like this random figure. That is it with this random figure, and in terms of rating, I'm just gonna give this a nice 6.5 out of 10. I mean, it could be so much more, but for the fact that they did not give us a lot of accessories, they didn't give us any accessories, and the only way to get this normally for most people is to buy the 5 set or have a friend that actually have this 5 set and you can buy it off them. But it is quite hard to get one by itself, seeing that they only have one random figure, which is very disappointing. But as a figure itself, it is very, very nice. I would give it a 7 out of 10 if it wasn't for those factors. But for what it is, I mean, like I said, you have to buy the 5 set for this, so 6.5 is, I think, a pretty fair rating for this amazing figure. But these are just my thoughts and my opinions. Do leave yours in the comment section down below and I'll check it out. And of course, if you want to follow me on my socials, you can do so on my Instagram at the Hummer Lecter. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.